AITA for no longer refilling and moving items my BF leaves everywhere. I have come to realize my BF rarely moves items back to their original homes. Yes, I have talked to him about this and we haven't resolved anything, hence the post here. So, my boyfriend will not put anything back to where it should be. This includes kitchen utensils. I am not OCD. I just think the cutting knives should go near the cutting board. Toilet paper, tips, and most recently, the cat food feeding scoop. Specifically, he feeds the cats in the morning, and leaves the scoop by whoever he feeds last. They all fed in separate rooms. We have a fast eater. I feed the cats at night, and have to wander around until I find it, and then I put it back in with the cat food, which is where he goes in the morning. I started replacing it to exactly where he leaves it now, and he's getting annoyed at not in with the food in the morning. Toilet paper, he will never replace it. So I started bringing my own roll into the bathroom, and if the bathroom roll is empty, I don't replace it. This goes for the tips as well. He won't replace them in the bathroom. I have not replaced them in a month and it seems like he just stopped using them. Finally, when we go grocery shopping, he just shoves all the bags into the fridge freezer pantry for me to empty later. I have stopped emptying the bags and organizing the fridge, and just remove my item from the bag and leave it as it was. This probably upsets him the most, since last time he put a pack of chicken in the pantry last time. That I didn't notice. I really didn't notice it though. That's what he said to me. I assumed he at least checked the bags to be going in their general locations. Anyway, we have been fighting about this and today he got upset the cat food scoop was not with the food and in the kitchen where he left it. AITA for trying to make a point that I can't constantly be fixing everything. Edit. Oh my goodness, I can't believe all these comments and awards. Thank you guys. I probably won't respond to you but I am reading all the comments now. I can clearly see we have some stuff to work on and I see comments on my old posts and I will address it accordingly. I honestly think I am pretty lax about this because my mom treated me very similarly and I just got used to doing everything myself. Edit. 2. I also haven't left him because of a few reasons. Read my past posts if you're curious, especially the true of Mikast one, the I hate his family one, and the narcissistic parent one. I do have a plan to leave, but COVID messed it up and I also got extremely sick 2 months ago. I do plan to leave the area, but I need to do so quietly to not cause issues with my family. Unfortunately, my BF and misplaced hens are the least of my problems compared to my family. NTA. If he doesn't know where things go, how come he knows where to get them when he needs them? NTA. Is he your boyfriend or a toddler? I think your guess is as good as mine at this point. If you were my daughter I would give you this advice: run like the wind. He does not deserve you and you deserve so much more in a mate. Occasionally forgetting to put something back is one thing. He wants a maid mother. This does not get better with age. You will be taking care of him as long as you remain in this relationship. Just for insight, when my son was 5 years he helped put groceries away. He may not have gotten them all in the right place but he knew not to just put entire bags in the pantry. Anybody who leaves grocery bags in the fridge is absolutely ridiculous and needs a wake-up call to actually doing their own SHT. NTA. Agree. That is a level of lazy that I did not even realize existed, and I have made a career out of being lazy. Same, I love cutting corners and doing things the fast way, but this guy sounds like a toddler who does not know how to put the toys back so they just shove or drop them wherever. NTA. NTA. This is a common trope. You're not the household manager despite him thinking so. We had this fight. He was mad we didn't have tissues and I was amused. He thought I should have realized. Leave the toilet roll when it's empty. Stop replacing things and moving them to their rightful place. And the next time he tries to say something is your fault for not noticing. Try something like you're an adult. I am not going to check your work. Get that ridiculous notion out of your head now. Yes, NTA. Household management and maintenance should be split 50-50. Everyone should be in charge of inventory. My so and I have it split evenly. We each can see the shopping list. We both add and subtract from it as we go since it is a shared Google Doc checklist. If she completes the shopping, she checks the item she bought. If I notice we are missing something prudent, I go and get it. It's simple. This mental workload can build resentment so fast in relationships. Dead stop on managing and maintaining any of it. Let him meet the effort and mental labor. You are not his supervisor or his manager. Tell him straight off that you are not going to be his brain for him and see him as an equal partner until he starts being an adult. NTA he did this to himself. If he cannot put the cat food scoop back by the food, why should you? And who buys groceries then just shoves everything in a closet? I almost always sort the groceries into their new homes, and I asked him to put them away once because I didn't feel well. Now he does this every time we get groceries. I've had tinned food in the freezer, chicken in the pantry. It's terrifying. What your BF is doing is called something like strategical incompetence. He fails on purpose so it would disqualify him from doing it for good. I assure you the frustration will poison you from the inside sooner or later. I've seen what did this do to my mother, and I'll remember the overwhelming resentment Elle built towards my father during the years, 100% to the strategic incompetence. Unfortunately, this reminds me of a friend whose roommates would not pull their weight with cleaning. She tried going on a cleaning strike, but in the end she is the only one who suffered because the others were fine with being slobs. It is like playing a game of chicken, but you will never win because the other person just does not care if the chicken rots in the pantry. NTA, if he is annoyed, the solution is clear. He can stop sabotaging himself. You are not his maid or mother, and he is creating extra work that you do not have to complete if you are tired of it. Eventually he will either learn or I suppose just be forever annoyed at his own inadequacy. NTA, you are doing the right thing. When I first got married, I always forgot to close the kitchen cabinet doors. After a while, my wife stopped closing them behind me. One day, I walked into the kitchen and every single cabinet door was wide open. That's when I finally learned and started closing cabinet doors from that point on. Your BF needs to learn the same thing. When you fight about this, is his position that you should be responsible for picking up after him constantly? What exactly is his view of what the problem is? NTA, not even close. He usually says he doesn't know where stuff goes, or doesn't know where it is to replace, and that I am controlling about where things go. Personally, I don't think I am. I think there is a difference between trying to be organized and being controlling. I also don't think it's too hard for him to see that all the pasta in the pantry is together and just add the pasta boxes to that section, you know. NTA, my ex was just like this. I could never find the basic things that just has basic normal spots, but he was constantly asking me where everything was. I would always say no clue cause you never put it back, so good luck. The SHT part is that I also always had to hunt for things, which when looking for a tape measure or a flashlight, really sucks. That plus his being extra lazy and messy and me constantly feeling like he just wanted a mother, not a partner, made me leave after 15 years of hoping he had change. NTA, your BF needs to learn to replace things from where he got them, replace things he used last, and to put up items that need to be put up. NTA, and don't let him convince you to go back to cleaning up after him. This is how things are until he changes or you guys break up. Oh, I want now that I've noticed it as an ongoing thing, all I am going to do is make sure the chicken is actually in a cold place. LOL. I'll leave the damn bags in the pantry forever though from now on. I commented below with the majority of my thoughts, but after reading more of your comments, I just need to read it back to you. Your boyfriend is 38. Your boyfriend has never had a successful relationship living with a female until you. You have been together 6 years. He tells all your friends you are OCD and unreasonable. He calls you controlling for expecting him to do the bare minimum of household chores in your shared space. After however many years of living together, he has shown repeatedly that he can learn. He just does not want to because it means you will continue doing the work. Girl, I was already on team red flag, but the fact that he is 38 years old and would not unload groceries to the point that he puts chicken in a pantry instead of the fridge. Run. He is not going to change, and he is looking at you as less of a partner and more of a mom-made sex provider. Please reconsider why you are with this man. NTA, you have already tried talking to him. He is intentionally being ridiculous. Auntie A, who puts entire bags of groceries away in the bag. Laziness definitely seems to be a factor, but he is also actively getting in your way of being able to do the things you need to in a timely manner. Auntie A, I am not telling you to break up, run, blah, blah, but I want to tell you that this would not change. I am dreaming of the day I come on this sub and Auntie immediately have to ask, why the heck are you dating this absolute child? Auntie A. It doesn't make you an asshole, but that doesn't seem like a healthy relationship. If my partner did something that bothered me, we would have a discussion about it and he would work on it. If he forgets, I'll remind him like, oh hey, don't forget you're trying to work on this, and he does it. Eventually, he just does it on his own. It's the same with me. So you guys talked, and he didn't try to fix his behavior. That isn't healthy. So you've then moved on to just not caring about how your things are organized. You stopped having an organized kitchen and stopped replacing toilet paper. I wouldn't be able to live with the fact I am living with someone who has so little regard for my feelings and has zero structure to where he can even put a food scoop back. I imagine all it will do is build resentment for both of you. You're better off leaving the relationship and finding someone who will actually work and compromise with you instead of you just stop caring about things in order to be petty for a guy with no consideration or stability. Auntie A, he sounds a bit selfish, and it sounds like you have very different preferences for how you want to keep house. This probably upsets him the most, since last time he put a pack of chicken in the pantry last time. That I didn't notice. I really didn't notice it though. That's what he said to me. I assumed he at least checked the bags to be going in their general locations. Today he got upset the cat food scoop was not with the food, and in the kitchen where he left it. Apparently her fixing his mistakes and getting upset that she would not clean up after him is part of his preference. He sounds immature and entitled. Auntie A, but maybe you should have a conversation about whether he wants a relationship or a mother. Auntie A, he is being incredibly inconsiderate of you. Take some time to consider if this attitude crops up in other parts of your lives together. I was relieved when I read this is a BF and not husband. Do not pass go with him until he is willing to contribute to your collective home and pull his weight without being asked. In fact, how long you want to keep this up. Auntie A, but this guy is communicating to you very clearly that he thinks you exist to be a housekeeping robot with optional 6 functions. Well, I am assuming the optional SX functions. Who knows? This seems like an excellent audition for the role of not being your boyfriend. Girl, I just read some of your older posts and I have to ask, when will enough finally be enough? How are you still with this guy? He sounds awful in every way and I wish you had understand that you deserve so much more. Auntie A, I do this as a teacher, but my students are 9-12 years old, and by October, they have got it. Student Miss, why did not you grade my science note? Me, it was not in the to be graded pile, and you know I would not go looking for it. Student, so, can you grade it now? Me, nope, you got 0 for not having it done. Put it where it belongs next time. Student, that is not fair. I forgot. Me, not my concern. Please remember next time. Guess what? It rarely, if ever, happens a second time. So my 9-year-old does get it, but a grown man does not. Good God. Info: how old are you guys? Is this his first time living with a partner? You are doing great. It is ridiculous that he is mad that you do not swoop in like a magic cleaning fairy and return everything to its rightful place. Auntie A, also just so you know, OCD oftentimes has nothing to do with obsessive organizing or cleanliness. It might be a component of the disorder for some people, but it is not a defining characteristic. There are plenty of clean freaks without OCD and plenty of people with OCD where cleanliness isn't part of the disorder. It's just a common misconception I often see in people who have never dealt with OCD. I am glad the perspective on laughing oh my god I am like so OCD I like organize my desk LOL is changing. It is not some cutesy quirk. It can be debilitating and humiliating when people notice your compulsions. So many people do not realize the heck it actually is. And this is the kind of petty thing that shows him in a very forward way exactly how you have been feeling. I assume you are both adults, so if you can manage your stuff as well as basic household placements, it seems fair to expect him to manage it too. Wise words from my mother. Now that you have had your fun, you should sit him down for the last time and tell him it is his last chance. Tell him to behave or leave. NTA, either he's lazy, or he has ADHD, executive function issues. I've got executive function issues that make it hard for me to remember to put things away. BC, it's like my brain deletes the item from existence the second I am done using it. LOL. But it's my issue to work around, and it's your boyfriend's job to work around his own issues. If he isn't willing to put in that work to better himself and show respect for you, is it still worth it to be in a relationship with him? He absolutely has ADD. We were both diagnosed. The difference is I am medicated and in therapy and he isn't. I don't think he wants to admit it as big of a problem as it is. His boss and I have joked about how instead of going 12,345 my BF goes 14,253. Tattoo yourself. You keep making excuses for his behavior, whether it is his bags in the freezer, how he treats you, or speaks of you. I am 38 years old as well. I have ADHD and was diagnosed at 25 and not treated for it until the last 2 years. I did not live with a partner full-time for many relationships, because I have to financially support my parents and take care of their medical needs. My mom has cooked traditional dishes or cleaned some things in the house for me, though I have never asked her to or need her to. So basically everything you have used as an excuse for him has also been a part of my life. But I am not an a-hole to people in my life, especially ones I supposedly love and care for. I was going to tell you to leave him immediately, but you do not want to hear that. Instead, I ask you to focus some of your therapy on self-care and self-empowerment and to not feel like you need to save him or fix him. Captain Savho called in wants their cape back. NTA, if he wants it in the container, he should replace it there, hopefully, for your sake. This encourages him to actually be a normal human and empty grocery bags. 2. Who does that? I was annoyed just reading his habits. What? You mean you don't love pretending to be his mommy and pick up after your BFs? Tell him to be responsible. Seriously, this isn't a good situation. You will soon realize he doesn't care about your feelings and start to get completely impatient with him. Make snippy remarks and end the relationship in anger. Why not end it now? NTA. Are you telling me this man puts the entire grocery bag in the fridge? Never heard of that. NTA. Why are you with him? NTA. And as a fellow picker-upper, I applaud you. NTA. When I used to live with my ex, he would not do this, but he never cleaned. Used to. NTA. Leave him. Seriously though, you've had the conversation with him, so I am not sure what else you're supposed to do at this point. NTA. I feel like your BF has taken laziness and turned it into an art form. NTA. Passive-aggressive. Maybe, but you have already tried talking to him about it and that has not worked. Some folks need to experience the same annoyance to understand where you are coming from. I did something like this to my spouse when I was the only one doing any cleaning and picking up after him constantly. After a month of our home being a mess and him bringing up how bad it was, he finally accepted what I did been telling him for 3 years. It has been a whole lot better since then. Almost 5 years later, I do not recommend this to most folks, but again sometimes it is needed. Good for you for sticking up for yourself in this way. I started bringing my own roll into the bathroom. I think this relationship is over. NTA.